Welcome back to Wake Up America. So the issue of affordability is front and center for lawmakers on both sides of the aisle, specifically when it comes to health care.
So we know that Democrats, the shutdown, it revolved around the health care. But now it's the Republicans who are working to make life-saving care more accessible with this new bill that they call the Medical Professionals Access Act.
Yeah, so the architect of that bill, Republican Congressman McCormick of Georgia, joins us live now. Great to see you this morning. So first, can you tell us more about this bill and what it will do for Americans?
Sure. So when we had the COVID crisis, one of the things that we did is we made it easier for doctors to work between hospitals in Georgia. But we thought we'd scale that out and make it easier for people across the nation to have access to medical professionals that in case of emergency, you don't have to have accreditation in between states. That slows down the process. It's a legal process that we don't need. It basically makes you able to go to any state during an emergency and serve the people in their capacity that they're able to without any kind of constraints or regulations. And it's going to be great for access.
Awesome.
Let's zoom out here. The healthcare at large, though, this is a major issue. And we talk about the Affordable Care Act subsidies. They're set to expire in January. The House Speaker, Mike Johnson, he won't promise to bring this vote to the floor. How do you see this playing out? And are House Republicans willing to see those benefits expire?
So this is the thing that really worries me. We keep on turning back to where the money's coming from rather than where the money's going. When we look at the history of the Affordable Care Act and what it's done to us, your premiums are still going to go up. This is going to maybe affect 4% of the premiums, but overall, it continues to go up. It's gone up almost 87% since the inception of the Affordable Care Act. You can supplement it all you want. It's just going to get more expensive. And, oh, by the way, when we supplement it, that means it's coming out of your taxpayer debt.
Right.
You're going to have to pay interest on that. Matter of fact, your kids are going to have to pay interest on that. We keep on turning back to government to solve the problem that the government created it itself. Instead, we need to look at where that money's going. Insurance companies are making 230% more in net profit since before the Affordable Care Act. They basically profiteer every time the premiums go up. They're getting more and more money stuffed in their pockets. They're able to lobby the congressmen and the senators, put money in their pockets, and continue to force the price point up. It used to be 24% of all doctors work for hospital systems. Now it's almost 80%, which makes it about 30% more expensive for you and me and your children. And the average family spends more on healthcare than anything else they'll ever spend on, both through the government and out of their private pocket.
And on the shutdown, we know that the current funding deal only runs through January. Are you any closer to reaching some kind of a bipartisan solution with Democrats to keep the government funded, or are we headed for yet another shutdown? What are you hearing on the Hill?
Well, we have 9 of 12 appropriations bills passed. There's always a hang-up on those last 3, and that's what worries me. Meanwhile, if we really want to be smart, we basically pass bills that say when we shut down the government, the people who come to work get paid still. In other words, if you're somebody who's considered an emergent type employee, such as the air traffic control, those people who do security, those people who staff us that have to come to work, they still get paid. That way we kind of get rid of this leverage to make people hurt in order to pass something that you could never pass in the majority from the minority. And that's the first thing we need to do. But I think we are getting closer. If we could have some sort of agreement, some sort of idea that those last 3 appropriations bills could be something that we have to maybe compromise on, which I hate, but it's the American way.
Right. Yeah. Let's hope that we can work together and get something done here. Turning to the midterm elections in Georgia, where there's a pivotal race to unseat Democrat incumbent Senator Jon Ossoff. Your name is being floated as a potential candidate, but several months now ago, we actually saw a statement from your campaign, and it said, quote, this: "I don't intend to be a candidate in the 2026 Senate race, but I refuse to sit on the sidelines." You say, "I'm working to ensure that we have everything we need to defeat Jon Ossoff." Where do you stand now? Has your mind changed? Are you considering a run for Senate?
Well, you already have 3 people running for Senate right now against Jon Ossoff. He's kind of dug his own grave, but I think it's going to be a tough one. It's a midterm election. He is an incumbent. He's a likable guy, but he's voted completely wrong on these issues. As far as myself, I've been very fortunate. Our district was the top performing district in Georgia. I think that's because of our rhetoric and also staying very conservative in my legislation, being very active and engaged. Relationships trump politics every day of the year. And I think that as we move forward in politics, I hope we get back to that idea that we attract people to our message, not by hitting them in the face, not by calling them names, but actually by making sense and actually doing your homework.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Congressman McCormick. Great to have you with us this morning.
My pleasure.